If you have been on the internet for these last 3 years, certainly you have been heard about Fortnite. And if you haven't, let me fill you in. Fortnite is a survival video game from 2014 whose fame exploded after 2017. The game implemented its Battle Royale mode, in which you face off against hundreds of opponents across the map, with the goal of survival, and whoever is left in the end wins. Now that you know what the game is about, let me give you a guide to play a couple of tips that will be useful in the game. It is said that the game is available on PC, Xbox One, Series X and S, PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and for the mobile devices. It is on Galaxy Store or from the developer website Epic Games. After downloading and installing, we open the game. We start our session, and in case you don't have one, you can register for free from Epic Games website. It is used to believe that it wasn't free, but you must pay for that. When we open the game, we will see on main screen 3 games mode: Save the World, which is the original game; Creative, which is where the community can make their own maps and play with friends and various modes; and the Battle Royale, of which we will make the video. Select the game mode and we will send us to the main screen, and if you thought that the game was only about survival, you are wrong. The game has a story, which involves easily for 950 V-Bucks in the game currency, or $7.99. You can get the Battle Pass if you get different rewards that will help you to customize your character in the game. These are skins, backpacks, spikes, parachutes, trails, emotes, designed for weapons, background music, and if you complete the pass of 1,500 V-Bucks. Some of these items will be explained later. To unlock these rewards, you must level up by completing missions that the game provides. When you complete them, you can get the battle stars, which you exchange for the reward you want to in the Battle Pass menu. In this game, you can do 2 things: either you level up and unlock the Battle Pass with all the items, or you can just play and go for the win. In my experience, I recommend you have to do both, so that what you invested it is well spent. Although you always have the option to either buy for real money to complete the Battle Pass, or if you don't like what they offer, there is also in the game store with various items. Depending on where you play, the buttons vary for each thing, but they work with the same scheme. In our case, that is on PS4, we'll leave you the scheme, and we will explain the base control to play, where we use the tag to jump and circle to build, the square to reload and interact with some things, and with the triangle we switch between the package of the weapons. We'll left joystick to move and the right joystick to move the camera, the touchscreen to open the map, the lower triggers to switch the weapons, the left trigger to aim and right trigger to shoot. It is crucial that you be aware of the controls and learn them. That said, it's time to play. I like the Star Wars, so I'm going to choose the Mandalorian to play. We'll start the game in solitaire, and once we are matched with the server, this game will start. Before we start, we will appear on an island that is used to load the textures of the game. The game has so many different mechanics that make the game dynamic, but there are too many, and not to overtax the subject, we will address the basic mechanics to win the game. Once you start the game, you will get on the battle bus. You will notice that the map is extensive. This is because it is designed that players can prepare for the game, equip themselves with weapons, and little by little the map will get smaller and smaller. It was believed that you will be wherever you want, but you can't because of storm.
There are 2 ways to obtain weapons in the game. which is the ones you will find on the ground or the ones you can buy from NPCs. An important detail of the weapon is that they are divided into 7 levels and categories depending on the ammunition. In the case of the levels, depending on the color, the weapon is better and the damage increases. The weapons that you will find on the map, from the lowest to the highest damage, are the follows: white, green, blue, purple, and orange. There are 2 categories are exotic, which are black, blue, and mythic, which are golden and the most powerful. This type of weapon can only be obtained by building them with gold parts, which are obtained by opening chests. All the weapons need bullets, which are obtained in great ammunition boxes along the map. Depending on the ammunition, they have different levels of damage. These are short, medium, long, heavy, and explosive, and besides damage their value in the amount of times you can shoot before emptying the cartridge and having to reload. The short ammunition will give a higher rate of fire and it's effective at short range, but not at long distances. The medium is the most common. It is used in assault rifles and has a balance between rate on fire before reloading and damage. The long ammunition is found in the sniper, and this is exclusively for long range damage. As long as you know how to use it, although it is only one shot, and you will have to reload to be able to use it again. The heavy ammunition is the more effective and short range in corners, although its rate on fire is somewhat slow and finally explosive. Like the long one, this is only one shot before reloading, and although it is the most lethal, you must be careful. There are materials to build, from rats to gain height and use it into your advantage, and barriers for protection. There are 2 materials with different resistance and you will find them. The wood is obtained by chopping trees and furniture. This is the weakest, but the one that is built faster. The stone is obtained by chopping rocks or breaking structures. And this is the intermediate material. It is neither very strong nor very resistant and it will use another side. And the metal is obtained by chopping cores of metal structures. And although it is the slowest construction material, the last mechanic to explain is survival. In the game you have to help in the curves, life bar and shield bars. When you start the game, you already have 100% of life. And to fill the hard bar, you must fill it with shields, of which there are 2 basic ones. The mini shield that gives you 25% protection in 2 seconds, and you can fill them more 50% of the shield bar. And the normal shield, which in 5 seconds, fills 50% of the shield. Recovering life as a similar mechanic, and this one, if you want to recover 15% of life, you must use bandage. This takes 3 seconds to recover life, and there are the first aid kits, which in 10 seconds fill you 100% on the life bar. To survive, you have to eliminate the opponents that you find on the way using the weapon, and in turn you must advance to the safe zone. Due to the storm is used as a barrier that keeps the player within a playable area, shrinking in order to make the spaces smaller, so that players can identify each other. If you stay outside the safe zone and the storm reaches you, your health decreases. The safe zone is random, but is always marked on the map. In short, the main mechanic is to run away from the storm and survive your opponents. If you succeed, you will greet a victory royal, which means that you have to win the game. It is a game that seems complicated, but it really is not. As I mentioned, it has some mechanicals which benefit, and if you want to improve, you probably do have few tricks. Next, here are some tricks to help you during your game.
When falling, open and close the parachute. This gives you an speed advantage, because when you close the parachute you have an extra boost, which will help you to fall faster before your opponents. Don't land in place with names. These are more competitive and before many more rivals fall there. Try to land on the edges of the map, although the storm always appears in the center. It is easy for you to find empty areas to collect weapons without risking being eliminated just the game start. Use bonfires. The bonfires have the function in the game to help you to recover life. I recommend you to look for them in the mountainous areas of the map because it will help you to recover life faster. The animal hunting. In the map you will find different wild animals, chicken, wildebeest, wolves and dinosaurs. Whenever, you can hunt these animals. They will drop meat which you can use to recover part of the life bar. And if you are lucky, they will drop a mushroom which will you get 5% of shield. Consumables. In the game there are many consumables that you will find on the ground or in fruit boxes. There are bananas, apples, corn, lettuce, coconuts, mushroom and chilies. The first four help you to recover life. The coconuts and mushroom help you to recover the shield, and the chili has the function of giving you more speed when you're running for a limited time. So, whenever you find them, it's important that you use them. Slurp. Following the roads in the game, you can find several vehicles, but there are some trunks in particular with the legend of Slurp, which when you destroy them will splash you with this substance, which will give you 100 points of life or shield, depending on what you need. There are also small pots of Slurp that will give you 20% of life or shield, but they are somewhat difficult to find on the map. Mobility. As I mentioned before, the game has vehicles, and whether you want to run away from the storm or an opponent. The types of vehicles are the sport cars, which work the same as the previous ones, only with the difference that they have a turbo, which will help you to travel farther. Cars, which will take you anywhere as long as you follow the road. The vans. These are all-terrain and will move you anywhere on the map, regardless of whether there is a road or not. The trucks, which being bigger will allow you to cross structures at the cost of a little speed. I recommend that you use the vans, since these being off-road have no impediments and are more efficient when it comes to a gateway. You should also be aware of the full level, because if it runs out, the vehicle will not move. To recharge, you only have to go to the gas stations marked on the map and pour the full on it. Hit the weak points. As we mentioned, to get materials or destroy the objects, you must hit them. However, this can take time and you could be eliminated if you are not careful. I suggest that when you hit the pixel, follow the circle that will appear as a guide of where to hit. This will guarantee a faster collection and may even give you an extra material. Boxit. For those not familiar with the game, the term boxit means to enclose yourself in a cube. This is achieved by building walls on the sides, with the objective that if for any reason, such as reloading ammunition, recovering health or shield, you must stop. Will you not be victim of the elimination and you will have time to react to an attack. Inventory order. This tip is more personal than anything else, and that's it to order your inventory. As this picture shows, you have only 5 slots in your inventory to carry things. You can carry whatever suits to play style and you need it most. But, in my experience, this is my suggestion. In the first place, carry a medium ammo weapon, from when you need to face reasonable distances. In the second, one heavy ammo weapon, because a close range confrontation is always imminent, and a single shot can make the difference. In the third, one small ammo weapon for those times when you need to be faster. I use the fourth for mini shields and the fifth one for healthy kits, because it's always necessary to recover life. And that's how we finished this guide to play Fortnite. And with these tips, we hope it will be useful, and thanks to this you will win many games. Thank you for your attention.